Best DDR5 RAM for gaming in 2023. The best DDR5 RAM is essential for anyone who wants to get the best gaming and general computing performance out of their PCIe 5.0 hardware. Current generation CPUs from AMD and Intel support the latest and fastest memory type. That means whether you're rocking either an AM5 or LGA 1700 socket processor, you'll be able to use the options in our roundup. What's especially strong about the best DDR5 RAM at this point in time is that the prices have come crashing down since their widespread adoption around 12 months ago. That means that you're now able to find 16 GB, 32 GB, and even 64 GB of high-speed and high-capacity kits at cheaper rates now than at any other time. If you want to build one of the best gaming PCs this year and use one of the best CPUs, you'll need a DDR5 kit to avoid bottlenecking your other components. Before proceeding to the video, do like the video and comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. G.Skill Trident Z5 RGB. Specifications. Speed, 7200 MHz timing, 34-45-45-115 CAS latency, 36 voltage, 1.4 V DIMMs, 2x 16 GB. DDR5 has come a long way since it was launched. It's now widely available, the price has dropped, and the early BIOS issues have been resolved. The timings for the G.Skill Trident Z5 DDR5-7200 kit are 34-45-45-115. Although secondary timings are substantially higher than those found on slower kits, it's wonderful to see CAS latencies remain quite modest as speeds grow. The best DDR4 kits are still completely feasible. However, the early objections about DDR5's excessive latency over DDR4 are gradually becoming obsolete. This is a kit for those with high-end systems. However, at this price, it's actually quite good value for money when compared to the cost of the other components of a high-end gaming system. In that case, it's a no-brainer. But if your system is a little more worldly and you're just looking for something with a simple set and forget XMP setup, something in the DDR5-6000 range is much more appropriate in terms of price and performance. Reasons to buy. Strong performance in memory-sensitive apps and games. Lovely design. Surprisingly affordable. Reasons to avoid. Overkill for most users. Not plug and play in many motherboards. Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB. Specifications. Capacities, 16 GB, 32 GB colorways, black, white RGB, yes. Speeds, 4,800 metric tons per second, 7,800 metric tons per second. The Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB DDR5 kits are an excellent mix of performance, aesthetic, customizability, and hitting AMD's purported sweet spot, making the Expo supporting memory a no-brainer for AMD fans to consider as part of their summer gaming PC build wishlist. The Dominators are easily some of the best-looking gaming RAM offerings on the market, with 12 ultra-bright Capellix ARGB LEDs on each module. They also conform to AMD's own Expo profiles, which aim to allow its AMD processors to perform better thanks to higher clocks, much like Intel's own XMP standard, which AMD did adapt to last generation. Reasons to buy. Arguably the best-looking DDR5 performance RAM. Can be programmed with custom Expo profiles on Windows, ICUE. Wide motherboard compatibility. Reasons to avoid. Pricier than the competition. Not the fastest in terms of CAS latency. Crucial 2x32 GB DDR5-4800 CL40. Specifications. Speed, 4800 MHz timing, 40-39-39-77 CAS latency, 40 voltage, 1.1 DIMMs, 2x 32 GB. The crucial DDR5-4800 2x 32 GB kit is as generic as it gets, but it's a great choice if you need a lot of RAM for whatever task you throw at it. 64 GB of system memory will see you through many years, and despite the fact that the 4800 MHz speed appears to be a little low for modern DDR5, those Micron ICs do some serious heavy lifting in there. During our testing, the crucial kit surprised us by matching the performance of a 5200 MHz kit at times. Add to that its low operating voltage and surprisingly good value for money, and you have a solid piece of kit for work or play. it's also the type of kit that will last a long time. In a few years, 64GB will still be more than sufficient, particularly for a high-end gaming PC. The crucial ballistics name is no more, and this bare PCB kit won't win any beauty contests or set speed records, but as a set-and-forget kit for an alt-tabbing gamer or workstation user, it's definitely worth a look. Reasons to buy. 64GB for not much more than a high-speed 32GB kit. Its performance can match 5200 MHz kits. Reasons to avoid. Bland and generic design. Kingston Fury Beast RGB DDR5. Specifications. Capacities: 8GB, 16GB, 24GB, 32GB, 48GB colorways, black, white RGB, optional speeds, 4,800 metric tons per second, 6,000 metric tons per second. In the world of high-performance memory solutions, the Kingston Fury Beast RGB DDR5 RAM kit is an enticing proposition, offering a competitive price point without sacrificing functionality. This versatile RAM is compatible with both AMD Expo and Intel XMP platforms, allowing users to seamlessly integrate it into their setups. It taps into the full potential of DDR5 technology, with clock speeds reaching up to 6,000 MHz, all without the exorbitant price tags associated with premium alternatives. It is positioned in the mid-range of offerings, striking a balance between low-cost and high-end options. The Kingston Fury Beast RGB DDR5 RAM outperformed several industry-standard DDR5 kits in rigorous benchmark testing, as evidenced by higher scores in programs such as Passmark and IDA64. However, it is worth noting that it consumes slightly more power than some competitors and has a top speed of 6,000 metric tons per second, so while its overclocking compatibility is excellent, its overclocking potential is limited in comparison to rival options. Reasons to buy. Competitive price points. Stunning RGB lighting. Strong performance. Reasons to avoid. Expensive in higher configurations. Slower top speed. Corsair Vengeance DDR5. Specifications. Capacities: 8GB, 16GB, 24GB, 32GB, 48GB colorways, black, white, gray RGB, optional speeds, 4,400 metric tons per second, 6,400 metric tons per second. The latest Corsair Vengeance DDR5 kits aren't particularly flashy or exciting, but as far as the best budget DDR5 kits go, there's little that can compete. With its low asking prices, above-average performance, a wide range of speeds and capacities, and global availability, this is a kit to consider if you're on a tight budget. The Corsair Vengeance DDR5 RAM is truly budget-friendly, with prices starting at $54.99/£54.99, approximately 85 Australian dollars. For a single 16GB stick, or $109.99/£104.99 approximately 165 Australian dollars for 32GB dual-channel kit. Simply put, there aren't many other current generation memory modules that perform this well at this price. In our testing, we discovered that the dual-channel kit held its own against flagships from manufacturers such as Kingston. A significant price advantage aside, you can get a single stick for well under $60/£60/90 Australian dollars, which cannot be said for the other options in this guide. Naturally, at this price point, you won't be getting cutting-edge gaming performance or dazzling RGB lighting like you would with the Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB. With that said, if you're on a tight budget, the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 is more than enough for an entry-level or mid-range current-generation gaming PC for the asking price and consistent performance. Reasons to buy. Affordable. Strong performance. Non-binary modules. Reasons to avoid. Basic design. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in future.